I want to talk about the audience. Two stories pop into my head. One is, I think, from 1999, though it could be 98. I wrote this solo piece called Till It Hurts. And it was kind of a really personal piece for me, but it was also satire. It was also, I was playing around with comedy. I played 8 different characters. There were 2 acts, and each character had like the sound texture that I would do vocally, getting from one to the other. And I played a 4-year-old boy, and I played a parrot, and I played a newscaster, and I was just telling the story. And there were moments where this I had a character who was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and she would go to her father's grave and leave like boogie boards and presents, and then later she admits that he's still alive, but she just needed the closure. And there was a time I performed this. It's so strange. It started on my father's birthday and closed on my birthday at 1409 Playbill Cafe, and it just sort of went everywhere. It was in the corners of bookstores. It was everywhere, every nook and cranny you can ever imagine, in DuPont Circle, and all over. And it was part of the Gunston Arts Center Innovators series. And at 1409, I performed like I always did. It was usually Friday and Saturday night. It was we were Venus Envy, and we were performing with Phoenix Theater, which sort of had the space, and we worked together for that. And I feel like I'm rambling. Okay, get to the point. Okay, so I'm doing the show. Come back the next week, and the bartender's angry at me, which is strange because I don't usually see the bartender mad at anyone. And he was like, "What did you do to Paul? What did you do?" And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, I don't know. What did I do to Paul?" And he said he's usually here every day, and he hasn't gotten off of his couch since he saw your show last weekend. And I was like, "Great, wonderful. Now look what I'm doing." And then that night, Paul sat in the front row, and I was like, okay. And I'm doing this 2-hour show with Paul right there in the front row, not knowing what is happening. And so we do the curtain call. Now, this space was in the back of a bar, and some people confused it for the bathroom. So you would sometimes get people just walking in looking for the bathroom, and the back wall was all windows. So you could see people taking out their trash. You could see dogs doing their business. You could see people talking on their cell phones, the big chunky ones that we had in 99. And anyway, after the show, I sort of like find Paul. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And he said, I've been thinking. And he said, after after you were here last week, I've been thinking a lot, and I have a daughter. And as soon as I came out of the closet, as a gay man, everyone disowned me, and so I haven't seen her since she was, I think it was something like 8 years old. I divorced my wife. I lost my family. I went to be my true self, and he said she'd be, I think it was something like 22 or 23 now, and I think she's on the West Coast. And I've been thinking what you said in that monologue. And it just occurred to me that maybe she forgives me. And I was thinking, why should she? Okay, great. And then I didn't see Paul again. That was it. So it's like, that's the thing about being a performer, and that's the thing about small and intimate audiences. Like, you just don't know who you're reaching. There could be 5 people in the house, but you don't know. You're breathing the same air. You're just, you're so intimate with your audience. It's so different than a proscenium experience. So flash forward 3 months, and I swing back by 1409. It was during the elections, because I remember there were debates up on the TV screens, and I see the same bartender. It's like, yeah, it's like the fall now. And I said, "Hey, how are you? What's up with Paul?" And he said he's on vacation in Hawaii with his daughter. And I'll I'll just never forget that. That was mind-blowing. And that's just one story of just connecting with an audience member through the work. Like this idea that we create the work as artists, that's only half of it. The other half is sharing it with a live audience. That's really the other 50%. And when that happens, even if you think it's on a very small scale, like it can be life altering. And I have a million stories, but that one always just grounds me, and I wanted to share it.